Middle school, the age of awkward transitions and uncertain identities. For most, it's a time of growing pains and teenage angst. But for me, it became a living nightmare that unfolded within the halls of my very own school. It started innocently enough, just another Monday morning as I stepped into the echoing corridors of Crestwood Middle School. The air was thick with a palpable sense of unease, as if the building itself held its breath, waiting for something sinister to occur. As the day wore on, strange occurrences plagued our classrooms. Books toppled from shelves without explanation, whispers danced through the air, and unsettling laughter echoed through the empty hallways during lunch breaks. It was as if an unseen force lurked within the walls, preying on our innocence and feeding off our fears. Rumors circulated among the students, whispers of a ghost haunting the school, a tormented soul trapped between realms, seeking solace or revenge. No one knew the origin of this spectral presence, but its malevolent influence was impossible to ignore. One day, during a particularly dreary math class, our teacher abruptly left the room, pale-faced and trembling. Her voice quivered as she muttered something about a figure in the corner, a shadowy silhouette that seemed to defy the laws of reality. Fear gripped us and we huddled together, seeking solace in our shared terror. As the days passed, the haunting escalated. Students reported seeing ghostly apparitions in bathroom mirrors, hearing chilling whispers in their ears, and feeling icy fingers brush against their skin. The atmosphere was suffocating, each breath tainted with an unshakable sense of dread. Desperate for answers, a group of us formed a pact. We would venture into the school after hours, armed with cameras and recorders, in a quest to capture evidence of the supernatural. We knew the risks, but our curiosity outweighed our fear. One moonless night, we sneaked through the school's side entrance, hearts pounding with a mix of exhilaration and trepidation. The hallways were dimly lit, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. Our footsteps echoed through the empty corridors, each creak and whisper amplifying our unease. We reached the heart of the school, the abandoned library, its shelves sagging with forgotten tomes. As we prepared our equipment, the temperature plummeted, and an icy gust of wind whipped through the room. Our breath formed misty plumes in the air, and the sense of being watched intensified. Suddenly, a chilling voice pierced the silence, resonating from the darkness. "Why have you come?" it whispered, sending shivers down our spines. Panic surged within us, but we stood our ground, determined to confront the source of this malevolence. As our cameras flickered to life, a figure materialized before our eyes. A ghostly apparition cloaked in tattered rags, its eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and anger. It spoke, its voice a mournful lamentation of lost innocence and forgotten dreams. "We were betrayed," it whispered, recounting the tales of students who had suffered within those very walls, bullied, neglected, and broken. Its presence was a manifestation of their anguish, seeking justice for the pain they endured. In that moment, we understood. The ghost wasn't our enemy. It was a tortured soul crying out for acknowledgement and change. We vowed to be the catalyst for transformation, to create a school where kindness reigned and cruelty found no footing. Word of our encounter spread like wildfire, igniting a movement within Crestwood Middle School. Students and faculty united, embracing empathy and compassion, eradicating the toxic atmosphere that had plagued us for so long. The ghostly presence slowly faded, its purpose fulfilled. I never expected my first day of middle school to be a descent into darkness. The hallways buzzed with nervous energy as students shuffled through the crowded corridors. Lockers slammed shut, punctuating the cacophony of adolescent voices. But beneath the surface, something sinister lurked, ready to reveal its malevolence. As the day wore on, strange happenings unfolded before my eyes. Lockers swung open on their own, releasing a cascade of textbooks and notebooks onto unsuspecting students. Whispers echoed through the hallways, teasing and taunting like mischievous spirits. The atmosphere grew heavier with each passing hour, casting a pall of unease over our naive anticipation. Rumors began to circulate about the haunted history of our school, an old building with a dark past. Tales of unexplained disappearances, phantom footsteps, and eerie apparitions fueled our collective fear. It was as if the ghosts of the past had awakened, hungry for attention and desperate to reclaim their territory. One afternoon during science class, The overhead lights flickered, casting ominous shadows on the walls. The room grew cold, and a hushed silence fell over us. That's when we heard it. The sound of laughter, cold and cruel, echoing through the empty air. It sent a shiver down my spine, for there was no one else in the room but us. As the days turned into weeks, the haunting escalated. Doors slammed shut with force, trapping students inside classrooms. Unseen hands tugged at our backpacks, threatening to drag us into the abyss. Shadows danced in the corners of our vision, taunting and teasing, like invisible tormentors. Determined to uncover the truth, a group of us banded together. Armed with flashlights and trembling resolve, we ventured into the labyrinthine basement, where the spirits were said to dwell. The air grew dense and suffocating as we descended into the darkness, our footsteps echoing through the empty corridors. In the dim glow of our flashlights, we saw flickering apparitions. A girl in a tattered uniform, her eyes hollow and empty. A spectral figure with chains wrapped around its wrists, forever bound in anguish. Their presence sent a chill down our spines, but we pressed on, driven by a mix of curiosity and dread. Suddenly, we stumbled upon an old wooden door, covered in cobwebs and decay. It creaked open with a bone-chilling groan, revealing a hidden chamber beyond. As we cautiously entered, the door slammed shut behind us, sealing our fate within its ancient confines. Darkness enveloped us, rendering our flashlights useless. Panic welled up inside, suffocating our breaths. We fumbled through the abyss, our hands groping for an escape that seemed impossible. Whispers filled the air, a cacophony of voices that spoke of despair and regret. Hours passed, or maybe it was an eternity. Our hope dwindled as the spectral voices grew louder, their pleas for release echoing through the chamber. Desperation clouded our minds, blurring the line between reality and nightmare. And then a glimmer of light pierced the darkness. An exit, a way out. We stumbled towards it, hearts pounding with newfound hope. But as we reached the threshold, a bone-chilling laugh echoed through the chamber. The doorway vanished before our eyes, leaving us trapped in a never-ending cycle of torment and despair. The ghosts of the past had claimed us as their own, forever condemned to wander the haunted halls of our middle school. And now we too would become the subjects of whispered legends, tales of restless spirits forever trapped within those cursed walls. As the darkness closed in around us, we clung to the fading memories of daylight, praying for salvation that would never come. Our only solace was in each other, as we huddled together, united in our eternal torment.